Let me just turn this off real quick. Um, it has been quite the year in real estate. It's been a total hot mess, but I just wanted to come on and say hello and let you all know a couple little things that you may not have known. So, a lot of you, if you do already know me, you know that I spent a lot of time in this last decade and a half managing brands for a lot of hospitality, real estate, or hospitality, and chef personalities, etc. But I've always been in digital marketing. Prior to that, I was a real estate agent for many years. And then I just, in the end of 2021, decided to transition back into real estate. So if you didn't know my little history, there it is in a nutshell. As I've been transitioning over this last year, I have weeded off some of the clients I did have in my digital marketing business, and I started to really kind of dive into real estate again. And I managed to pick up some digital marketing clients for real estate. So there's been a lot going on in this past year, but it's been fun to dabble back into my previous life and kind of melt that with my last 15 years or so of digital marketing experience. But anyway, it is the beginning of January. It is the first week of 2023. A lot comes out in this first few weeks of the year concerning real estate. And the reason is because we have all of this data that gets crunched and then we come out with all of these reports. And so that's what I'm here to do today. I'm just here to kind of go through some of the headlines and the things that I have found that have been really, really interesting this year. One of the really, big, the big news items today is Compass. Now, if you have been around a little bit, you know that when I got back into real estate, I did sign on with Compass as my my broker. But I have since then moved, and I'm now with eXp Realty, where I have a few other more options to the way that I run my business, which I really love. But I can get into that a whole different day. But Compass has just announced that they have their third round of job layoffs because the economy is not doing so great. So if you don't know, Compass grew fast and furiously, and they expanded so quickly throughout the United States. And so now with the downturn, it makes sense that they are having a bit of an issue when it comes to keeping everybody on. The other thing that's in the news right now that I found really, really interesting is now, being from California, the news is always talking about how there is a great migration out of California, but the great reshuffling, as they're calling it, this was a piece of news that I did not know. So, with the great reshuffling, there has been two states, California and Illinois, for the last 3 years have consistently seen a massive migration outside of their state, just a one-way road, right? And uh, with that reporting that comes out in the first week of January, one of the interesting reports that came out was the U-Haul one-way report. And it has a list of the top 10 states that U-Haul has been seeing one-way rentals for. And number one is Texas. And I think we all could have guessed that. So Texas has seen the greatest population growth by volume between mid-2021 and late 2022, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. So that's big. And I don't know how thrilled they are about a lot of that coming from California, but it is what it is. Florida was the fastest growing state in the nation during that same period of time. North Carolina had the third biggest population gain, according to the Census Bureau. And so when you look at that list, let me see if I can find that list. When you look at the list of the top 10 migration areas and destinations for one-way moves, this is what it is. So for 2022, the top 10 destinations for one-way moves, according to U-Haul's reports, is Texas, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Arizona, Georgia, Ohio, and Idaho. So that's big. I don't know. We pay the sunshine tax here in San Diego, and I guess it's a hard one to leave when this is your home, right? And by the way, you only get 2 days of sun right now, so get out there and enjoy it because we've got big storms coming in on Monday and Tuesday. And there's no surprise in some of the news items. Mortgage demand drops to the lowest level since 1996. I mean, We kind of knew that that was going to happen. People were so accustomed to these 2%, 3% interest rates for a couple years. So going from, I believe, the beginning of 2022, it was about 3.5%, and now we've more than doubled that a year later. So, I get that that's a tough nut. But one of the things that has happened was that for first-time home buyers, the increased interest rate hasn't really deterred them very much. The same number of first-time home buyers in 2022 are still out there in 2023 in the beginning of this year. So, not a whole lot has changed in that particular area. Um, there are a couple items that you will be noticing as we move forward in 2022. If you are a real estate agent or if you market for other real estate agents, there's a couple things to kind of pay attention to. One, it's going to be a really interesting experiment to see what ads, blog posts, written articles, that type of thing look like in the next couple years, not only around real estate, but a lot of other markets as well, because ChatGPT, if you haven't heard, is this AI that allows for you to ask very specific questions and get very specific written information back to utilize in, whether it's social media or whether it's, white papers, etc. So it's going to be interesting to see if it becomes incredibly formulaic or if it'll have some personality. Personally, I think that if you are out there marketing your real estate business, you still need to have a handle on keeping your voice, even if you are using ChatGPT to do some of the heavy lifting. Just my 2 cents. The other thing that's really big news is as of January 30th, Facebook has decided to not allow real estate business pages to advertise their listings on Facebook Marketplace. Now that has been a huge, help for real estate agents trying to get their stuff out there because Facebook Marketplace is free, right? So that has been a really big help. Well, that's gone. No more. Facebook says as of January 30th, you will not be allowed to freely post from your business page to Facebook Marketplace any longer for any of your rental listings, your home listings, your open houses, yada, yada. So keep that in mind. After January 20th or after January 30th, the only thing you can do is going to actually be to have your Facebook real estate business page. They will be allowed to use Facebook Marketplace for ads. So paid ads only from your business page. Okay. Now, there is a way around that, but some people are going to be really kind of iffy about that. People can still use, if you're a real estate agent, you can still use your personal profile to post your listings on Facebook Marketplace, but it must be your personal profile, and that's it. And I know some people like to really keep that that line in the sand between their personal and their business life. So those are the rules. That's the way it's going to be. There was some really kind of fuzzy stuff out there though for what Facebook was and was not going to allow real estate agents to do concerning their Facebook business profile page. So here's the clarification. Yes, if you have a Facebook business page for your real estate business, you may still post your open houses, your rental listings, your housing listings, etc., only on your business page itself. And of course, you can share that to your personal page, but you can only keep it within the realm of your specific business page. You cannot put it on Facebook Marketplace as the Facebook business page. All right. Well, there's a lot of things going on locally in San Diego as well, and I'll try and get into some of that next week. So many things. But in the meantime, I just wanted to jump on, say hello, kind of tell you what's going on with me, and I'll try and do these once a week. All right. Well, you guys have a great couple of days of dry and sunny weather. After that, you better hunker down. All right. Everybody have a really great weekend. Enjoy. Happy Friday. Bye-bye.